Hey, this is my first time going live. I don't know why it's... Oh, there we are. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay, so I am going to shrink down the main screen so that I am not staring at a delayed version of myself, because that's really going to throw me off. Also, please appreciate that I'm having Botox done for migraines. Highly recommend. It does work. Most of my headaches start right here. So now, look, trying really hard to make my brows furrow. I can't. I also had a lot of wrinkles in here, and a lot of my headaches started here and past that. So the guy went really fast because I was going to miss picking up my kid from school to get him to skating. And the good news is he did go really fast, but trying to lift my brows, can't really do it. So now I have the one evil eyebrow and the little tiny wrinkles, which actually I'm not mad about because, I mean, it looks ridiculous, but... And this is just me killing time so that I don't have to be sad about the fact that I am doing a post-mortem on, but shush. Honestly, I'm a little sad nobody was here to see that because, well, ouch. Anyway, so if you are joining me live right now, nobody is, and that is okay. I am streaming onto YouTube where you can see my face and my disaster of an art studio. This is cleaned up. This is the cleaned up version of the studio. I have my little art desk over there where I paint, and then I've got my little chair that I am clearly not using because standing desk, because Cat always got on me about sitting too much, and I developed sciatica at one point when I was unemployed, literally because I sat on my ass too much. And then somebody else near and dear to my heart also developed sciatica from a very different reason. And instead of calling it sciatica, insisted on calling it anal psoriasis. Well, initially it was psoriasis, and then that bothered me. So naturally they made it anal psoriasis. So just know that if you ever say that you have sciatica, the first thing popping into my head is that you also have anal psoriasis. Okay, I'm getting an error about keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. I don't know what the fuck that means. Skipped frames due to encoding lag. None of the. This is all fucking Greek to me. Jesus Christ, I know nothing. I'm like Jon Snow. She died before I ever got to convince her to watch Game of Thrones. You know how much bullshit that is? Sorry, that is not the point of this live stream. The point of this live stream is to listen to the podcast and reminisce and probably, possibly bawl my eyes out in public. Yeah, so. All right, I've got my other phone right here real quick. So I'm gonna do a real thing, watercolor painting, and FWH pod. God, this fucking phone is so old. FWH pod. I say that like it's, 20 years old. It's not 20 years, but luckily I paid this one off and was able to keep it. And so I use it for streaming and recording, so I don't, lose access to my actual phone. So like when people call me, I can still hear them. So we're gonna make sure that that is good. Oh, and you can see it in the TikTok. Cat got this for me. WAP, wet ass plant. Fucking weird ass bitch. I love you. Sorry, I know this is probably making a horrible noise. Sorry, I was getting a threader out of there. And also, for those of you who've been following on the Facebook group, this was what I found underneath my couch shortly after she died. It's from Cards Against Muggles, my wizard staff. It makes me laugh. It sits in my desk and stares at me. Just because that was the first kind of sign. God damn it, I can already feel it starting. Holy fuck. Oh, I'm so glad I marked this as profane. I don't know if she liked hummingbirds. I need to ask the Dark Wizard, but, oh, I am lagging on YouTube. Come back. Anyway. I hope she liked hummingbirds because I'm pretty sure she's sending them to me and I am getting dive bombed by these little fuckers on the daily. It is bananas. Oh, fuckheads. They're the worst. Actually, they're not. They're really cute, but they scare the fuck out of me. And she used to call me the pop-up book from hell in high school because I was just really quiet and I'd like come up behind people and be like, hey, what's up? And they'd be like, oh, fuck. And she'd be like, you're the pop-up book from hell. And so because she named me that naturally, I had to really lean into it and make that a real thing. So I actively started trying to sneak up on people. And I'm convinced this is now payback because these little fuckheads zoom in on me all the time now and just scare the ever-loving fuck out of me constantly. So I am convinced that it is her. I have done a Google search, which, as we know, is a very scientific and spiritual way of doing things. And it said that, like cardinals, hummingbirds can be, loved ones visiting, ditto rainbows and butterflies. Yeah. So anyway, this is, once I'm done color swatching, this will be the thing that I'm painting because, well, for the longest time, her fucking email was Cat DeLil Conk, which is such a 2003 thing. I think it was like a Hotmail or MSN or something really fucking old. But the cool new thing is I have one of these to color match to. So, son of a bitch. Oh well. That's probably why it sits so flat now that I think about it. Womp womp. Anyway, so I'm going to start playing with this to color match things, and I guess we should start the podcast. I should pop over to the Facebook page real quick to see if any of you have commented or liked or done any of those things. Not a one. Fuck all of you. No, I'm kidding. I love you guys. And you know what? It's probably for the best that I'm solo because, well, I will probably bawl my eyes out on the regs. So, with that, Echo Volume 5.5. One more, which is slightly uncomfortably loud for me, but I did a practice recording earlier, and that was the best way to hear it. I hate painting, my thumb never works anymore. Either that or the embroidery, where I keep jabbing the fuck out my thumb. It's just completely riddled with holes now. Ditto this finger. It's really fun. All right, let's do this thing.
Cast no Ian whiskey. The following content is rated explicit.
No, I need to put. Oh god, the audio quality on this is so goddamn bad. Y'all need to know that, like, on the first episode, I had lapel mics for us. Kat couldn't figure out how to get hers to work and didn't tell me. And so she just used her iMac or her Mac Air or whatever. But yeah, so the very first episode, she did not have a mic. She was literally just using her laptop. Oh my gosh, we have 2 listeners. Hello, viewers. You guys have missed me talking to myself randomly and telling Kat to fuck off because I'm pretty sure she's embodying hummingbirds that keep dive bombing me in my backyard and scaring the living fuck out of me. It's really fun. But hello, Reagan. Reagan Dugan, am I saying that right? Dugan. Ink-hearted. Hi. I love you guys. God damn it, no, we're gonna lag. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I need Blaze. But anyway, so we have it hooked up to the, of course now my dog is going to come down, Max, who features so prominently on seasons 1, 2, and 3 because he was just loud and a baby. He is going to be 8 this December. I'm not ready. Okay, Reagan Dugan. I love that. Irish? I feel like Irish, but also just possibly USian with Irish heritage. But let's see. All right, so we're hooked up to the office. We have the pod lined up. We're starting at the beginning, and voila.
The following content is rated explicit.
Let me know if the volume is okay for you guys. I am listening to this on 1 time speed, right? Right? Yes. Oh, I can't speed it up on here. Cool. Great. Now I gotta raw dog it slow.
So what are we doing? I decided that we needed a.
Okay, pause. The fact that the opening line of the entire series, so what are we doing, is just. That was her. Yeah, no, this is going to take a really long time to listen to because I'm going to keep interrupting myself, but that's okay. Um, so I used to reach out to her and text her and say, "Hey, are we going out tonight?" She'd go, "Claire, no, I'm tired. No, we're not going out tonight." And I'm like, "And you're going to dress up?" She goes, "No, I already took my bra off for the night. We're done. I'm not going out tonight." "And you're going to wear high heels?" "No, damn it, Claire, I'm not." No, damn it, Claire, I think was actually, I feel like she said that to me a lot. Or just no, Claire. But I would literally be texting her as I'm leaving my house. It was about 12 minutes from my house to her house. And by the time I got there, she would walk out looking so pissed with wet hair. She'd clearly just taken a shower and high heels and a dress. And she would just go. And it was one of my favorite things about her because she would say repeatedly, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not. What are we doing? No, I'm not going to." I could text her and say, "Hey, do you still have that turquoise camisole from Express?" "Yeah." "Do you have any pink running shorts?" "Yeah." "Okay, great. I just picked up some stuff from Kmart. I'll be at your house in like 5 minutes." And then we'd be wearing matching outfits with our Converse and blow up rings and floaties. And we'd go downtown and we would just walk around downtown. And that was how we celebrated incoming hurricanes. It was great. Anyway, okay, sorry. Back to the podcast. This is going to take such a long time to listen to, but I'm also trying to avoid listening to her voice because it's probably going to rip my soul out.
The following content is rated explicit for adult language.
That was before we did adult situations. I did love the situations.
So what are we doing? I decided that we needed a teaser intro episode for 2 reasons. Number one, actually no, it's for one reason and one reason only, and it's because we had the rough draft up and uploaded to make sure that it went on to all of the host sites, but then I pulled that because clearly the premiere is next week. And I know we're 10 days out at the time of this recording, September 20th. I'm super excited, but I pulled that because
oh shit, we're 5 days away.
And I don't want them to listen to our original super rough first draft. So I pulled it, but now of course you can't find it anywhere, so I want to upload this teaser preview fun intro episode to make sure that we are working across all of our hosts like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Podbean.
I felt so special saying all of this.
Name it, we got it. Google Podcasts. So
that's definitely me typing.
Running
or cat typing.
We're officially so we're not reading today. We're not reading today. No, we stopped it.
Hi, Mickey.
We've read the first 3 chapters. Do you want to get into this intro? How? I'm
glad you're here. We made you
today,
feel not alone.
We are going to have an introduction to fan fiction vocabulary.
Oh God.
I am going to say a word. You are going to say what you think that word means, and then I will give the correct definition.
Okay.
In the fanfiction world, we have what is called canon. What do you think canon means?
Pirate.
In hindsight, I should have given her the words to think
Johnny
about,
Depp.
but
Nope, Johnny Depp is not correct answer either. Canon is things that actually happened in the books. J.K. Rowling wrote them, and the story sticks to that. We're not changing rules. We're not bending characters. Everything is exactly as J.K. Rowling set out. Which brings us to our next. So a lot of this, I call it vocabulary. It's actually acronyms. Next is A.
No, it's not.
U is in.
Oh, okay, that is an acronym. Is it an acronym or is that just a?
Oh wait, is it the what's the word that I'm looking for?
And this was before Johnny Depp got
the periodic table. Isn't AU the thing for gold?
Okay, the fact that she knew this.
You went so far over on the geek meter.
Which is why she wasn't like a science. I mean, she was a psych person, but she wasn't like a science
God.
person.
AU stands
I
for alternate universe.
Fucking can't.
So this is what if Harry Potter was actually Harriet Potter? What if they were all muggles and magic doesn't actually exist and Draco was part of the Death Eaters that's actually a motorcycle club, a la Sons for Anarchy? What if the trio had ended up in Slytherin? That's alternate universe. Fanon.
She was very much
Fanon?
not interested
Fanon.
in AU stuff.
Like canon, but with an F.
Something to do with fans of Harry Potter.
Ah.
Yes.
Yep.
So this is
I was so condescending in the beginning. Oh, it's rough to listen to.
J.K. Rowling set up, but something that people generally accept. So, something that for the longest time I thought was Harry Potter canon, and then it came out that it was actually just fanon, and J.K. Rowling never wrote this, is Snape as Draco Malfoy's godfather. It is so common in fan fiction that a lot of people forget that that was not actually part of J.K. Rowling's writing. Also, I feel like a lot of fanon has to do with Draco Malfoy. Another one is
It
the
does
fact
because
that,
he's the most popular
Draco's
person.
middle name is Abraxas.
Speaking
after
of
his grandfather, so
Draco
Lucius,
or
his dad.
Draco,
And
Alchemized,
if I'm not mistaken,
Sen
the other
Sen
one
Lin
is that
just got the
Hermione's
largest
mother is named
film
Helen.
rights deal
And the reason
for a
her name is
book
Helen
in Hollywood history.
is because
And I
Helen
am
of
so fucking
Troy's
proud of her.
daughter was Hermione.
I cannot
So that is a
imagine how
very common
fucking crazy her life is right now.
naming
Consider or their
Hermione's
life,
mom
depending.
Helen, because you
Yeah.
never actually get a name.
I want to make it
Hermione's
clear.
parents.
I
You
have
get Monica
3
and
milli.
Michael
Yeah, I know.
Wilkins when she
Insane.
changes their memory.
For the record,
But in the actual
Sen
books, we don't know what
uses
the
both
parents'
they,
names are.
them,
Just know
and
that
she,
Dr.
her.
Dr. Granger.
Because I asked her about that once. So she
another
does
fanon.
actually
Another fanon is that the
use both.
Potters
So
had a cat that was part Kneasel.
that's
or Kneasel,
I've been called out for saying
those
her in the
creatures
past.
have a much
She does use
longer
both.
lifespan than normal cats. And so when the Potters died, their half cat.
Oh, if you guys are watching on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that like button. Actually, if you're watching on TikTok, hit that like button too. It really helps bump the live so that other people can see it and so that I can get paid, which would be nice because I'm
very
broke.
bushy hair ended up buying the cat and naming it Crookshanks.
Yes, Reagan.
Yes, so that's fanon. Now,
I read
next
Manifold
one
as a work
is
in progress, and it
PWE
was
is an Echo, Whiskey Echo.
it got me through my husband's deployment.
I have nothing witty to say about that.
This one is Epilogue. What
An epilogue.
This is for the people who think
It was funny.
19 years later
It took me a while to
bullshit
remember what this one
and
was.
crappy and terrible and have decided to disregard the epilogue and replace J.K. Rowling's
What are
reality
we
with
doing
their
on the
own.
mic?
This is not quite alternate universe because this isn't
I'm
a
fairly certain I was glaring at her, but we
It's
weren't
just
using video yet.
Harry and
So,
everybody being, happy parents and not worried about anything is crap.
all right, we're
They're
gonna.
all probably super fucked up and dealing with
Wait,
PTSD. And also, why the fuck did they name their child Albus Severus after the guy who manipulated Harry and didn't tell Harry that he was going to die? And the guy whose only redeeming factor is that he wanted to fuck Harry's mom, and the only reason he became a good guy is because he found out that Harry's mom was going to die. And if Neville had actually been the chosen one, Snape would have been a Death Eater until the day he died.
Ooh, I had strong feelings
Well,
back
that
then.
escalated quickly.
That's what I'm saying, Kat.
Y'all put a lot of
Also,
thought
fun
into
fact,
it.
J.K. Rowling actually was okay with
Ask me my real
fanfic.
feelings about
I
this.
think her issue has been
Hey, I
now
have learned
that
that
so many
apparently
people are
in the book,
abandoning
he was
her
not a
due
good
to her
guy. But according to Shu's
terrible,
theory,
terrible
the only reason
views.
why people like Snape is because
I think
they
she's
like
getting
Alan Rickman. which is
PO'd
totally
about
true.
Absolutely.
Because I thought about it and I was
fanfiction
like, yeah,
authors
that is the only
succeeding
reason why I like Snape because it's
while
Alan Rickman.
That is
people
the
are
only redeeming thing about Snape is the fact
openly
that Alan
in
Rickman
revolt against Harry
lends
Potter
his
itself.
Beautiful bass voice for the genuinely
Yeah, okay, thank you.
horrible people in that entire
The Snape
series.
Dumbledore
Although
thing
Albus
is
Dumbledore-
real. The only reason people like Snape is Alan Rickman. The only reason people like Draco is because of Tom Felton, and honestly, I'm okay with that.
Really? Because he played Ding Dong Ditch with a baby in chapter 1, and I think that sets a pretty good tone for how he's
Ding
gonna
Dong
do
Ditch
the
with a
series.
baby in chapter
Yeah,
1.
plus he always
Oh my
used to
God.
put Harry in
Forgot about that one.
situations where it's like, really, bro?
Yeah, it's like, we need to protect Harry. at all costs. Sir, Harry Potter's in the Tri-Wizard Tournament. Really? What's the first task? They're fighting dragons. Oh, fuck yeah, let's watch this shit!
Wait, what t-shirt line?
Fucking terrible. But anyway.
Oh, Ding Dong Ditch with a Baby?
Next vocabulary word. Acronym. OOC.
Out of character.
OOC.
OOC.
Not
I'll let
the
you brainstorm
OC.
this. I will cut time it takes for you to come up with something.
I did not
well,
do that.
You know what? If you would have like sent me this beforehand, I probably could have thought about this more because this is way too much pressure.
That's half the fun.
On our.
I was more about what I thought the podcast should be rather than what it should be for her.
It is out
And
of
I'm very glad I did eventually outgrow that.
So
That's
this
so obvious.
Instead of trying
So
to make her into what I thought would be a good
Hermione
podcast
dies.
host,
or Draco being
I just
super
let her be
mad
her,
at
and turns out
Hermione,
people
or
really
Harry
liked
being
her.
like, no,
And I'm
bro,
glad
don't
I
think
figured
Draco
that out.
Did anything. You know what I want to do tonight? Study. Or, Snape not being a piece of shit. That is out of character. Now comes to my favorite, the relationship tags. So,
Oh god.
first one's fairly easy. I'm going to say it. You're going to guess what the pairing is. Dramione.
Oh, come on. That's Draco and Hermione.
Giggity.
That's way too easy.
Harmony.
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 Harmony. Hermione and Ron.
No. That is actually
Ron, Hermione.
Harmony is Harry and Hermione.
Oh, ew.
I like how she's just
That
like,
is
ew.
actually, J.K. Rowling has come out and said since that she probably should have put Hermione and Harry together.
Worth noting for those of you
because
listening on TikTok,
in
this was
hindsight,
recorded
Hermione
in 2009
strongly
when
independent woman
we'd
never
started
ended up
hurting
with a dude
her
who
here.
took advantage of her just for
That would be the seizure. Don't
And
mind
the
me.
final
When we started
vocabulary word and
hearing
final
that
pairing code name
JKR might be
is my
problematic, but
personal
she
favorite,
hadn't
not because I like to pair it,
come
but just
full
because I like the
on,
phrase
like,
used to
I
describe
keep wanting
this
to say
pairing.
fembot. It's not
It
fembot,
is
it's
Wolf
turf.
Star.
But fembot keeps coming out of my mouth.
No, stop. Okay, sorry, that's copyright.
Melissa,
Oh,
I'm glad you started re-listening. I am honestly probably talking too much because I'm trying not to.
It's, crap. What's his face?
Oh,
Yes.
it's coming. Everybody
What's his
listen.
face? The one that turns into a crap. Yes, him and whoever the crap. Yeah.
And whoever the
Okay,
crap.
I'm gonna need you to use words because that was a whole lot of I don't know.
Come on, Claire. What happened to our Mel Gibson?
Oh,
Come on.
I know exactly what you're doing, but I'm going to make you say the names.
Well,
I am gonna pause real quick. So the Mel Gibson thing, we were we were in, I don't even remember what we were doing. I want to say we were at the movies, and she was like, "What's the name of that actor? Blue Eyes Crazy?" And I said, "Mel Gibson." And everyone around us went, "You got that from Blue Eyes and Crazy?" It was like, yeah. So anyway.
The following content is
No!
rated
God damn it!
Since Brianna and the Potters died, they're fucked up and dealing with PTSD. It is out of character.
Okay, hold on. God damn it.
Hermione. Hermione, the phrase used to describe.
it's
Here we
crap.
go.
What's his face?
Yes.
What's his face? The one that turns into a crap. Yes, him and whoever the crap. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to use words because that was a whole lot of I don't know.
Come on, Claire. What happened to our Mel Gibson?
Oh,
Come on.
I know exactly what you're doing, but I'm going to make you say the names.
Well, I always get confused about who is Remus and who is Lupin and who turns into the wolf. So it's
Remus is Lupin.
I thought they were his name.
It's
Remus Lupin! This is one of my favorite
His name
parts of the
literally
entire show.
Wolf.
I always get confused which one's Remus, which one's
I'm really
Lupin.
sad about that too. And I literally just heard this on Potterless when I was coming back because he's doing the episodes where he has the guests and they look back on the episode and she literally just said that.
Uh-huh. So
God.
you know who the wolf is.
Oh god.
Now, breathe.
I think I meant serious, didn't I?
Yeah,
did.
you did.
Because Sirius is the dog star, and everyone in the Black family is named after the constellation, with the exception of Narcissa.
Okay, don't at me.
Don't at me. Everybody added her. We made a goddamn shirt about it.
At me with these hands.
Yeah, I don't need these Twitter thumbs. Oh my god.
I still don't know what Twitter thumbs means, but
Do you feel like you're prepared to delve into the fanfiction world now?
I think I need to go into my cone of shame for a minute.
the cone of shame.
Yeah. That's such a muggle.
But you're my muggle.
Oh, that just punched me in the fucking gut.
Sorry to every fan, but I think I'm making y'all laugh, so it's fine.
That being said, dearest, darlingest fans.
Which is funny because I said this before Bridgerton was a thing with the Dear
We
Reader.
release at midnight Eastern Standard Time. And get ready for 153 chapters of The Depth of Time.
Not including Patreon
This
chapters.
plan, we will be done with this podcast, well, The Depth of Time at least, October of 2021.
Yeah.
It's 2021.
No,
It's 2 years.
no,
No,
we
it's
didn't
2
finish
years.
until June of 23.
It's okay. I'm planning on doing anything for the next 3 years for you.
Which is hilarious because we said this in September of 2019 and then 2020 happened. I wasn't planning on doing anything for the next 3 years, were you? Nobody did shit for 3 years.
Needs to poop and keeps chewing on my thumb to let me know. Yeah.
My dog is now asleep on a paper
We
cutter,
have
so
started a podcast.
he does not have to poop anywhere near as often as he once
Very
did.
excited to see all of you. In the meantime, please like us.
Christ.
All 15 minutes
can't.
this ends up being.
Hey, if you're
Let us
listening on
know
TikTok,
on
please hit that
Twitter
like button. I
at
could use it.
FWH Podcast. Let us know on Instagram at Firewhisky and Honey Podcast. No E in whiskey. Let us know on our website.
So fun fact also, I don't think we have access to the Instagram anymore because Kat ran it. And yeah, I don't think we ever got access back from Kat.
I'm not sure.
Okay, you know what? Fair. Inkhearted just said it's been 3 years. It's been 5, and I'm still not doing anything. Yeah, same. I'm now doing even less than I was back then because I'm now unemployed. So for life. Yay!
Yeah. Listen to them when they do the listing.
I just listened to the latest episode last night. How did I miss that?
Oh yeah, this was when we started
No, I have to
supporting
listen to
Potterless because I wanted
That's fine.
Kat
That's
to
annoying.
be excited. Ooh, thank you,
We
whoever's
also
doing all the
have
likes. I
our
love you guys. Thank you so
feature
much. This
on
is so
Andrews
helpful.
Breeze, which is a very funny podcast in Australia.
Literally
where
keeps
people ask them
my
questions,
page
and
alive.
they answer
So
them,
thank
and
you.
It gets really weird. I think the last
Reagan,
episode
look at you.
was-
Wait, Reagan, are you listening on YouTube and TikTok? Unless there's a second Reagan, but either way, I'm very excited and very proud.
And beanbag chairs with the periscopes.
I need to listen to that. That's so sweet.
Anywho, now we're.
Oh god. Oh, that's so much water. Oh well.
Also, that is something you should be aware when you listen to our podcast. We like to ramble.
Hey,
Yeah,
that could be a
we do
podcast
like to
in
ramble. I am mad we
Yes,
never got to do the
exactly.
ramble podcast though, because she was like, we just need to do something like that. Yeah, I could tell, Reagan. Thank you. I appreciate all the likes I'm currently getting on TikTok. It just exploded. 189. That is so impressive.
Okay, Bob.
Love you. Appreciate you. I'm now ranked in the Daily League top 99%. This is fun. I was really proud when I found this music because I wanted to find something that sounded a little like a train and felt like the Hogwarts Express. So, all right. With that, oh, it did go right into the next episode. Phenomenal. Break 380. Reagan, what? I love you.
Hi, everyone.
Anyone.
And
welcome to Fire Whiskey and Honey,
the
podcast about
Shaylani's The Depth of Time, aka
Ooh,
the
yep.
pinnacle.
I did not remember what my intro was.
AKA the
Longest and best Harry Potter fan fiction
that
I have ever read, and that
That
I've
I've
never
never
read.
I'm Claire.
And I'm Kat,
I'm a recent fan of Fangasm.
And
and I'm a longtime Potterless fan.
And together we decided to start a podcast that combines the best of the two. A lengthy story that also happens to be fan fiction. And occasionally erotic
Erotic fan fiction. Sorry, Mom. I'm pretty sure that's as far as my mother listened to this podcast, and then she went, no.
The plan for this podcast is to read a chapter each episode and discuss. It'll probably, definitely be profane, and there will be adult situations, so this podcast is rated explicit. All right, so a little introduction to us before we get started on this podcast.
Our first ever podcast. I was listening to a lot of Wine and Crime, so I, for some reason, had a Minnesota accent at the beginning of the show. So, yeah, that's why that is a thing.
Seen every Harry Potter movie. I've, watched all the Fantastic Beasts, and I also read and write occasionally. A lot.
Also, did they just abandon the Fantastic Beasts series? Like, I feel like it just died.
I'm a voracious fan fiction reader.
If it did, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I just watched the movies.
So I've been telling Kat for years.
Okay, thanks, HB. I just realized you're on here too.
Amazing.
Does it count if we spam like? Yes, it does, Samantha. Oh my god, I love all of you guys. You guys are nuts. You guys are the cutest. Holy shit, I have 1,000 likes. I've never gotten this many. You guys are so great.
And the story, as I mentioned earlier, is The Dead of Time.
Yeah, it is.
Written by pen name Shea Alani.
So I mispronounced her name the entire first and I think second season. I kept saying Shea. It's Shia.
1,000 words. Harry Potter itself is just over 1 million. The longest Harry Potter book, The Order of the Phoenix, is about 257,000 words. This is an epic. It is 4 books.
I scrolled past this while I should be working, No. I'd say I know what that's like, but
the second book
I don't work anymore.
And the third and fourth book are fairly short. So we will be breaking book 2 up into multiple seasons, and I feel like this is a lot of information that you probably don't need, and you probably just want us to delve into the podcast.
Don't appreciate me catching myself going on a rant before I was on ADHD meds.
So without further ado,
I do say without further ado a lot in this show.
The Debt of Time.
Also, me saying masterpiece is definitely based in a childhood of watching Masterpiece Theater. And I feel like my mom would be really proud of that. We were big Masterpiece Theater people. I watched a lot of Poirot as a kid. Also, I'm still forever, super proud of the music that we picked for this, because it was good.
July 2nd, 1997. Harry. His funeral is today. Hermione tried to reason with her best friend once again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we need to focus on the future and destroying Voldemort. That's what's important. Her tears have been threatening to spill over for some time now. The look on Harry's face kept her in perpetual
bad
grief.
Paintbrush. Oh well.
More so on his behalf than her own. It's what Dumbledore would have wanted. Also, quick pause. All right, July 2nd.
I'd read this chapter 3 or 4 times at this point, by the way.
Timeline. This is right at the end of the
yes.
chapter, right after.
I agree, HB. So, situations is what I'm on the hunt for. We're looking to figure out when long-standing jokes start. So, the whip sounds at the end with the wapa, Anyway, The Dead of Time, which actually was an HB decision, because she was like, we need a way to cut into things when you guys go on rants.
10 months prior.
So where it's not awkward. So we can just cut away and go. Wait,
oh, yeah.
Let me tell you just how much I knew that. Close. Anyway.
Okay. It's what Dumbledore would have wanted. Their headmaster, the greatest wizard who had ever existed, was dead. Though the rest of the world seemed all too ready to embrace grief and move forward,
Dumbledore,
Harry Potter was determined to find a way around it.
Jesus, 2,000 likes. I love you
Hermione
guys.
blamed himself for Dumbledore's death, regardless of how often she and Ron insisted otherwise. The fault rested in the hands of the Death Eaters who had broken into the school, Draco Malfoy for letting them breach the protective wards of Hogwarts,
and
the
Snape
murderer himself, Severus Snape.
Yeah.
It almost felt obscene to be at school after everything that had
Don't
happened.
mind me.
But shortly after the funeral, they would be getting back on the Hogwarts Express and heading home to an uncertain future. While the professors and house elves prepared for the funeral, Most of the students were happy to be outdoors now, that the weather was decent enough. As gloomy as the castle felt without Dumbledore at the helm, the majority of students could not stop themselves from embracing the typical excitement that came from preparing to go home for the summer. Either that, or they were nosy and wanted to watch as funeral guests arrived.
Have I
Gryffindor
read
Tower
DOT
was
since we wrapped the pod
empty
2 years
save for
ago?
Harry
I
and
have
Hermione.
not. No.
However warm
Fuck
it was
no.
outside, the common room felt
Honestly, I
cold,
haven't read
even as embers
any
continued
fan
to
fiction
dance in the fireplace.
other than like one
Okay,
shots
hold up.
since
Stop.
the end of the
Been
pod.
to Scotland, know it's cold, but fire in a fireplace in July seems a little excessive. Is it just me?
No, it's not. But
Oh,
you
this
gotta
was in the
admit
beginning
that
when
I've
I
seen
was
weirder
like,
things
I'll
and
be
stuff,
occasionally,
things,
I'll
so.
critique
Yeah.
Shy. Yeah, no,
I
I have stopped doing that very quickly because you know what? That doesn't help anybody. She's not going to go back and fix it. And also,
Ginny, holding her
unimportant.
head up high after her breakup with Harry, had abandoned last-minute packing in favor of one final pass around a Quidditch pitch. Ron had been all too eager to accompany her, leaving Hermione to fix the angry and desperate look in Harry's eyes on her own. You can't know what he would have wanted, Hermione. Harry's stubborn to continue.
Also, this is before I started
Can't you
doing
just-
voices.
There must be something in the library. The restricted section, maybe. You could use my cloak to
Restricted
go.
section.
No one has to know about it. Can you look? For me?
For me?
Harry, you can't bring back the dead, she said, hoping to put an end to the outlandish idea.
Remember when I
Snakes,
thought doing
cannons.
voices would be
No one
bad for the
survives
pod?
that. The
Pepperidge
immediate
Farm
expression on
remembers.
Harry's face made her regret her choice of words. I did. She recoiled at his volume, but still placed a gentle hand on his arm. You are not.
Also, friendly
to
reminder, we
blame.
were using lapel mics,
Just
or
because
rather,
you
I was
survived
using a
the
lapel mic.
holocaust does
Kat was
not
using
mean
the mic on her
anyone who was
fucking
more
Air
deserving
Mac.
of being spared from it than you.
Terrible.
She lowered her
Terrible.
tone to something softer as she saw his eyes begin to glaze with tears.
Jesus.
Besides, you didn't die and come back, Harry. You repelled it. There's a difference. She hoped he would finally allow himself to grieve and move on. Dumbledore was dead.
Okay, you know
There
what?
was
I did
no
not need to
getting
hear
anyone
that
back from the
part
dead.
right now.
They had been taught that
Rude.
lesson entirely too well over the past few years.
Oh, all too
Okay,
well. Huh,
on to the first
boom.
entry.
Taylor
What do
Swift
you
song.
think?
Also, definitely wearing the
It's
Eras
some
Tour shirt
intense
she got
stuff,
me.
man. But it's very juicy, and I can't wait to see what happens.
I like how she's like, it's very juicy.
Oh,
Nothing has happened.
Treat for you because
We were both trying
The
so
death
hard
of
to like, I was trying to be
July
wine and crime. She was trying to be
1997.
Potterless.
One
And we
week
just,
later, Hermione sat in Ron's bedroom at the Burrow, a book on Horcruxes open in her lap. It was one of the tomes that she had summoned from Dumbledore's office prior to leaving Hogwarts. And while there were things in the text that she would have rather never read, she had other chapters saved, several bookmarks for later perusing. The
For
subject
later
of death had
perusing.
become something of an obsession for her. There was definitely no coming back from the dead. However, in-depth research of Horcruxes had shown her the concepts clearly.
oh,
Bart
sorry, that was
cried
loud.
from the black and white demarcations that Hermione had previously believed about life and death. One thing was certain: there was no possible way to bring back Albus Dumbledore. Nevertheless, the book called out to her. After skimming a few paragraphs, Hermione perused the rest of the volume with great interest. If they were going to hunt and destroy the things keeping Voldemort connected to this world, she wanted to know as much about life and death as possible, so as to take down the Dark Lord.
I could teach you about
without
life and
anyone else
death.
in the process.
It sucks.
There was
Donkey
a
balls.
chapter on the killing curse that went into detail on how to use it.
Aw,
and its
thanks,
physical
Blaine.
effects before
He
and
said, I
after
love
death.
this fanfiction, Claire.
While
You
there was
brought
no mention
Shia's
of
work to
survival,
life better
there
than
was a
anyone else
small
could.
handwritten note at the bottom of
Also,
one page.
I need y'all to
In
appreciate
the
that
script she had come
one of
to
the fans
recognize as the hand of her former headmaster, it read,
is a parent
"Sacrificial
at my
love,
kid's school,
Lily
and
Potter."
I had to inform him in
1981.
person that Kat was gone
Eager
because
to avoid the reminder
he is
of
not on
how and
Facebook,
why they had ended up in
and
this situation, Hermione
Ooh,
snapped at
doggy.
her shut. She
I had not
listened
had to tell
continue
anyone
to.
in
While she had
person.
been able to
other-
avoid most of
no,
these
no
ways
one.
thus far,
Because
especially
even
since they
my
were
husband, I
walking on
told him over the
eggshells
phone.
around her after discovering that she had
Yeah,
lived
I
with
did
her
not
parents.
have to look anybody in the eye
It
and
was
tell them
time
other
to
than
face the rest of the world.
this one guy.
Hermione stood, adding the volume to a stack that continued to grow in the corner of Ron's bedroom. All the books she had brought from her home in Hogwarts were heaped on top of one another in organized piles, waiting to either be set aside or packed for the Horcrux hunt. When she made to leave the room, the books tumbled onto the floor behind her. Letting out an exasperated sigh, she churned to clean the mess, noticing as she did that the volume she was just reading had fallen open. The chapter title on display caught her attention, and she narrowed her eyes.
Yes, you did.
A magical bond formed between a wizard or witch and the person whose life he or she saved. The one who owes the debt to the savior is one day obliged to repay the deed by providing something beneficial to or for said savior. Such a bond can be formed between even the worst of enemies, regardless of whether either of the involved parties desire it. As this bond is magically binding, the indebted could commit the act of repayment without acknowledging it, or even against his or her will. Because the magical binding of a life debt is so resolute and impossible to resist when called upon, most witches and wizards in such a debt offer to repay it immediately and without hesitation.
Yeah,
The
they
life
do.
debt ritual itself is a spell that calls the debtor to settle their account by use of
Debtor.
blood magic and sacrifice. This powerful magic flows through the pair so strongly that, once enacted, the debtor is bound to save them.
God,
Life debts
audio
were often
quality on
used
this
in
is
times of
so
war,
garbage.
when a dark wizard would purposely endanger the life of a witch in order to save her and indebt her to him.
Also, for those of you who don't remember, HB reached out, I think, after the first episode and was like, hey, I'm interested in learning how to edit podcasts. I've been like trying to learn, so I'll do it for freezies. And I was like, no way. And after like 2 episodes or 3 episodes, I was like, holy fuck, yes, please. This is the worst. Please save me from my own bad decisions. I genuinely don't think the podcast would have gotten past episode like 10 if it hadn't been for HB.
Patriarch in order to gain the marriage of one daughter willingly.
You know, Blaine, zero judgment. Zero judgment. Wait, have you ever listened to the whole thing all the way through, Blaine? Or
No.
he's only on episode 69? I say only. It's a lot.
In book and movies.
Oh yeah, I said I didn't need it, which
brothers,
I was a control freak. I didn't want to let go of my baby for anybody else.
One had the elder one had the resurrection stone.
Those of you watching me on TikTok, you want to see the coolest little peach color ever arrive? It's pink and orange. That's how you get peach.
Father to son ends up at Harry Potter. If you remember when Harry and Hermione went to the graveyard to visit
that's actually pretty close.
graves.
Oh my gosh, Blaine, you've never listened to the whole pod all the way through? Devastating. Cone of shame,
and
quote
he
Cat.
had the sign of the Deathly Hallows on his gravestone. It is believed that the Peverell brothers are in fact 3 brothers of lore.
Man, I used such big words at the beginning of this. I was trying to be so fancy. Of lore. Yeah, whatever.
When his betrothed perished,
I really do
wedding,
try hard.
It is rumored that Cadmus intended to use the life debt ritual to call her from the grave, but was unsuccessful. When performed correctly, the life debt ritual, as detailed below, can extend through time and space. Though it is powerful enough to pass beyond the veil, death by killers is the one exception to this ritual. Exactly what I told him. No one comes back from the clone curse. Hermione shook her head in mild frustration as she recalled her argument with Harry before Dumbledore's funeral.
Oh my god, I cannot imagine being a hospital line cook in 2022.
But not before placing
69 is only a third of the way through, though. Oh my god, yeah, that is. Oh, Blaine.
Life debts had always been something of interest to her.
All right, Blaine, what you need to start doing is every time somebody interrupts you, just punch them straight in the face. I'm kidding, don't do that. I have no liability for that advice.
She could only imagine the lengths that greedy wizards would go to in order to hold power over others. Hermione was confident that she owed a life debt or 2 to plenty of people. Harry, for certain, though he owed her just as many himself, if not more.
Oh please, he owes
yeah. So there were 153 chapters, but there were were there? I think some of those may have been
I think
epilogues.
My favorite line in one of the movies, I forget which one it is the one where McGonagall's like, "How come every time something happens, it's always you 3?" Like, and it's mostly Harry's fault. Let's be honest.
Oh, it's always Harry's fault. Hey, I think Snape's trying to steal the Sorcerer's Stone. No, he's not. I think Draco is the heir of Slytherin. JK, LOL, it's your future wife.
Forgot about that one.
She only likes you because she thinks you're the chosen one.
I'm the chosen one.
Stop being so arrogant.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't in the books, but it did kind of fit into sassy book Harry. Although my favorite movie Harry that was not book Harry was when he takes the Felix Felicis.
Heck yeah.
Oh my god, that is my favorite.
Hi, Harry.
Then by all means,
come along, sir.
Yeah, my favorite is with the spider. He's like, here.
I think it's the eyes and the pincers.
Like that is the only reason why that is my favorite movie, just for that part.
I'm also thinking about making a YouTube playlist of all cats in my inner jokes.
Hermione was confident that she had,
That clip will obviously be going in there, but also certain things like Robin Williams Easter.
Was, for the most part, unknown. Hermione knew that Severus Snape had owed Harry's father, James Potter, a life debt for saving him from a werewolf.
I'm also interested to see how much of my FND progression you can hear in the pod, because I feel like it's probably pretty bad.
Life debt was almost laughable. From what she had heard about James Potter, he was not one to be that cruel. Sirius Black, on the other hand.
James Potter was a prick.
The color drained from her face.
I mean, he was also just a teenage boy
almost tripping in her haste
who had a crush, but
yeah. Bed. Flipping open to her bookmark, she reread the passage. When performed correctly, the life debt ritual, as detailed below, can extend through time and space. Though it is powerful enough to pass beyond the veil, death by killing curse is the one exception to this ritual. Powerful enough to pass beyond the veil. She stared, eyes wide at the words, her hands shaking. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You
know, I really should have done, like, some sort of British accent there, but...
Maybe.
You'll see.
Instead, or just gone real crazy and gone with Janice. Oh my god.
After almost 2 weeks of intense research that involved 2 trips to the Hogwarts
Technically, I'm
library,
painting it for her parents, but yes, this is a conch for cat.
Hermione
and
had a
her
plan
parents.
in motion. Unfortunately, she was not the only one. Mrs. Weasley had a demanding plan regarding a rather large wedding for Bill and Fleur. The Order had an intricate plan relating to the removal of Harry Potter from Privet Drive. Ron had a lazy plan on how to tell his parents that, instead of returning to Hogwarts for their 7th and final year, he, Harry, and Hermione were going to traipse around Great Britain in hopes of discovering the severed bits of Voldemort's soul wrapped in shiny packages like rings and lockets. Everyone had a plan. Hermione's plan, however, required immediate action before the ability to enact it became limited by the Ministry, the Order, and the Weasleys. It did not help that she felt she had to keep both Ron and Harry in the dark. However, she needed to tell someone. While Mrs. Weasley was outside tending to the garden, and Ron was upstairs sleeping in late, Hermione threw flu powder into the fireplace under the guise of heading out for a last-minute trip to Diagon Alley for school supplies.
Diagonally.
She waited for the green flames to erupt before shouting, "The den!" Do you know what the den is?
Which is funny, because I don't think that it actually got called the Den in the books. I think that is also
On the other end of
canon.
the flue, Hermione stepped out of a shallow fireplace and into Remus and Tonks's cottage, also known as
The Den.
Very clever, considering he's a werewolf. I dig it. Coughing, she dusted the soot off.
God, I really was so condescending in season 1. It's actually painful for me to listen to. Like, I do not take myself this seriously anymore.
I'm willing to creep about their house and accidentally walk in on the newlyweds in a private moment. Okay, as a newlywed myself,
Oh my god, I was.
there's nothing to watch. I'm generally just sitting on the couch watching The Office for the 15th time.
That is true. That has not changed. Especially now that we have a child. Ooh,
It felt quiet and peaceful at Remus.
this got recorded at a different time.
The room could be such a thing. However, the bright splashes of color here and there,
Oh
in
god,
addition to the aura,
the
around
quality
it,
is so
that
bad.
was
Yeah, that's what I thought.
made it very clear that
Hannibeth
Tonks
just
was
confirmed
here.
Den is
What,
canon.
Hermione?
I kind of gave Tonks
Hermione
a
winked
voice.
at the nickname that Ron had given her. She detested
Hey,
nicknames
freaking Shack.
and had been very vocal about it. The only person allowed
Hello,
any
my love.
deviations from her full
I
given
love
name
you.
was wrong. Because how exactly does one argue?
It is funny how many of you I know by
Correcting
name.
anyone who called her anything other than
Also,
her name became a futile mission.
Not
And
to
she'd
make
given up when it became
anything
apparent that
political,
her friends were either
just
ignorant
mildly
of her
political.
wishes
I am
or
very
too
upset
lazy
with the
to
current
stay
president
awake
because
for
thanks to his
Tonks's
tariffs,
bright bubblegum pink
I
hair
cannot
shone
get
even in
sad
shadows
chocolate,
of the dimly lit room that was kept dark by
sent
curtains
because of the
exposed
tariffs
against
from
the rise of the
Brussels.
sun in the distance.
So Neela wanted to
Sorry,
send me
full moon was
chocolate
last night.
to make me feel
Tonks
better
mumbled with a
about,
tender smile
my
before
best friend
he
dying.
grace.
And she
He
can't
gets headaches
because of
sometimes from going
tariffs.
after.
And it makes me
Hermione
sad.
waved off Tonks's apology and returned the smile.
So,
It's good to see he's being well cared for. Despite the momentary lack of faith she once had in
Katrina,
regard to
you're
her
in
former
remission
professor
from breast
years
cancer,
ago in
aren't
the
you?
Shrieking Shack, Hermione had always felt a strong sense of concern when it came to his well-being.
Hannah, tell me when your
Chalked it up
lunchtime
to
is, and I'll try to
empathetic
make it
nature
happen,
when
doll.
it came to all beings despised by the
Hi,
pure
British
bloods and
Unicorn.
nemesis of the
I'm
wizard
happy I'm
world.
doing this too. I'm
Muggle
doing okay.
borns, werewolves, elves, goblins, giants,
This is
and
what I've been working
centaurs,
on for
all
Kat's parents.
unworthy of magic. Though she, as a
Actually, I'm
witch,
gonna
would be given
hit
far more
pause on the
opportunities
episode
than
real
others.
quick.
The unfairness of it made her want to strive for their freedoms all the more.
Okay,
I would have
cool.
come to help
Spotify,
if needed.
please. There we go. So just so you guys are aware, so Kat passed away on a Wednesday night. She had the major seizure Saturday morning. I believe Sunday morning, HB can fact check me on this. I believe Sunday morning, her mother fell at her house and fractured her femur, which is a pretty shit break no matter what age you are, but especially if you are over the age of 70. But I did talk to Kat's dad yesterday. Her mom is back home, and her sister is in town helping out. Her dad's been... hold on. Her dad's been really quiet, understandably. He said he's hanging in there. Okay, her seizure was Friday night. Her mom fell Saturday. But yeah, within 24 hours. And I'm guessing there was probably... Because I want to say the last time we heard from her was Monday, when she said that either her family or the Dark Wizard's family was going to be taking care of her for the week while she did radiation. But she was up there on Sunday to start radiation that Monday, and then they changed it to photon radiation. The photon was because of the LMD she had, which I don't remember what it stands for at this point, but it's cancer that gets into the meninges of the brain, which is the sac that surrounds your brain. And honestly, I'm glad they didn't do that, because it probably only would have bought her a month and she would have been miserable for it. And you know, that's not how you want to spend your last month alive. And you know, the last phone call I had with her, she just said she was really tired. She was really just exhausted from having to be so strong all the time. And so she apparently had started losing her ability to hear leading up to the seizure. So I don't know if she was aware of how bad things got and how quickly it happened. But yeah. So, but the focus that I wanted to make, or the point that I wanted to make, was that her mom also has not been able to be home or do anything, which is why Kat's celebration of life still isn't scheduled yet, because her mom literally just got home from the rehab place because she broke her femur, and she's 75, I think. But anyway, also Kat's mom was a cougar. Her dad, I think, was 10 years her junior. And appreciate this, they got married in July and had Kat in June. So like, I used to think her mom had like fertility issues, and that's why she didn't have Kat till she was 40. No, she didn't get married until she was fucking 39. She turned 40 like 2 months later, and then she had Kat 9 months later. So more power to Allison. But also great news that I want to record on here and on here is that Patrina just had a follow-up mammogram, and it is clear, and she's gonna be on hormone blockers for another 3 years. But you know what? As shitty as that is, I'll take you being here. All right, let's turn the pod back on.
If you needed it. It's not a problem, Tonks said. I'm gonna learn to deal with him on my own.
Okay, so Tonks was my first voice.
Hermione quietly asked.
It was subtle.
Much better, thanks to a fully stocked potion cabinet. Tonks' smile took a slight...
Her voice didn't change either.
Plus, I slipped him some sleeping draught yesterday at breakfast and forced him to rest up.
I guess she's just drugging her husband.
Drugging the husband.
Oh,
I like
okay. My thought process
Are you
has not
sure
changed.
You were a Hufflepuff? That sounds terribly Slytherin of you, Hermione teased.
It did get more quirky,
You're a good
but
wife, Tonks.
I can
I'm glad you
hear
asked.
it and think about
Hands on her
how
hips, Tonks blew a strand of
the
hair out of her face, feigning
mouthfeel of
exasperation.
it was.
Well, I'm kind of stuck with the big beast now.
It was
aren't
very
I?
wide open.
That's what she said.
Ew.
A disheveled Remus Lupin yawned as he entered the room, a warm-hearted look directed at his wife. As he kissed her cheek, he asked,
Also, apparently, as if doing the TV show wasn't enough, they are
Hermione
also
smiled
doing
brightly. Good morning, Remus. Her
a
voice drew Remus's attention, and his face briefly lit up. He inhaled.
full cast audio. I'm trying to think of what a movie in your mind. What's it called,
You're
Hannibal?
looking well.
The
Hermione watched the subtle way that Tonks
dramatized audiobook, I
The
guess.
sight tugging a bit at
Yeah,
the
they're doing one of
heartstrings.
those for Harry
And
Potter.
you,
Simon Pegg apparently is
Mary
going to be
was
Arthur
agreed with
Weasley.
Remus.
I am a little
When he
disappointed at how
inclined
many
his head
people are
in
involved in
agreement,
it,
she could see a faint
given
flush creep up his cheekbones. It
JKR,
was a
but
delightful sight compared to the sickly pale he had
is what it
developed
is.
during the week of performance. Because
Unfortunately,
he's got such a fit young wife.
people
Tonks
got to work. I
boasted,
get it, but
teasing her husband.
ugh.
Remus barely flinched at the mention of their age. Starting contrast to his behavior only a month or so prior. Hermione smiled thoughtfully. Youth is wasted on the young. Oscar Wilde, Remus said with a knowing grin. Muggle, he chuckled, gently correcting her. Wizard. Eyes
I love
wide
that
with
Oscar Wilde was a
revelation,
wizard.
Hermione asked, Really? Who? Tonks raised an eyebrow in confusion at Hermione's excitement. I swear I never know what you two chatter on about. Might as well be speaking Mermish for all the good I get out of your conversations. She laughed, throwing herself down in a large, fluffy armchair. So, what brings you by, Hermione? Hermione's smile faded, and she began wringing her hands together. Actually, I need your help with something of serious importance, she said, choosing her words and emphasis on those words deliberately. While Tonks's expression implied that she was oblivious to Hermione's tone, Remus's jaw twitched slightly, and his brows raised.
Because he knows what's coming.
Is it about Harry? Tonks asked. In a way, yes, but not directly, Hermione tried to explain. I need first for you to trust me, and then I need your assistance in something dangerous and possibly illegal. She spoke the words softly, waiting for either of them to shove her back into the flue. When neither Tonks nor Remus made a move, she continued. I need to get into the Ministry of Magic. Remus's mouth pinched in trepidation, a concerned expression growing on his face. Again? Don't frown, get wrinkles. Hermione chided him automatically without thinking. I feel like that's her first reaction, is she's like, I need you to break me into the government. And he's like, again? And she's like, you're gonna get wrinkles.
For the Bluey fans, please appreciate that my kid,
Well,
like, hey, yes, again, I know I broke in when I was like, 15 and,
So,
caught criminals,
he has a
but
new
I need
buddy
to do it
across the
again.
street. His name is Reese. And yesterday James is
Tuesday
going,
for them, it's fine.
Mom,
No,
I want to
first
play with
response to the
Grease.
guy's
And we're
20
like,
years older than us.
not his name. His name is Reese. And he goes, no, it's Grease. And we're like, the kid across the street is Reese. And he goes, no,
That's
my
true.
other friend,
It
Grease,
is.
he talks to the government. We're like, what?
So,
What? He goes, yeah, I gotta go play with Grease so that we can talk to the government. I gotta write him a letter. And I'm just like, I don't know what's happening, but
Hermione
okay.
tried to-
It's
something that
hilarious, but he is
no,
convinced
not
this kid's name is Grease.
Security is different.
It wasn't the Maynard. Don't get me
Cocked
started.
her head at Tonks.
But
I'm
like,
aware
just
that
the
Minister Scrimgeour is making a grand declaration.
he talks to the government.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the Bluey minisodes,
Something
you need
has
to.
remind the world
They
that the
are
Ministry knows what they're
A
doing.
plus.
Her eyes rolled, changing in the process from a deep brown to a bright blue. So, you want to go to the press conference? No. Hermione shook her head, taking a deep breath to steel her nerves. I want you to get me in the door, and then, she said, turning to Remus, I want you to come with me to the Department of Mysteries. Remus's brows retreated to his hairline. Are you serious?
Retreated? Receded?
Sure.
Kind of wish I had the book in front of me to double check. Oh well.
Sure, you can't be serious.
I am serious. Don't call me Shirley.
Are you serious? Interesting choice of words, he said carefully. And yes, I genuinely want to go back there. It's important. I've made a discovery, and I need to test it out.
She
I
sounds
don't know
like
when I'll have
Sherlock
the chance
Holmes.
to. I know the Order believes that the Ministry will soon be infiltrated if it hasn't been already.
It really is
Currently,
funny
there's
how
enough confusion
different
that I can get
Hermione
away
and
with
Mia
whatever I
are.
intend. If Voldemort takes over the government, there may never be
The
enough.
government.
Sorry. Wheel spinning. Hamster died. There may not ever be another chance. What I need right now could be destroyed at any point in the future, and I'm not willing to let that
Oh
happen
God, did I
before
say
can
Mia?
test my theory.
Oh
Thomas
no.
looked more than pleased to help.
I blame
It's
my
surprising.
friend Katie.
He
She's
took
got a
it back
Mia.
that she had absolutely no idea what exactly Hermione was planning. Okay, maybe it's just me, but I pictured Tom.
That
Ford
HB. Nobody likes you.
just like,
I'm kidding.
"Can I
Everybody
have
likes
you?"
you. I love you
Tom's falling
especially.
down the side of the ground, and she's
But
just like, yeah, sure. You know, break you into the government, take you into super secret area. Yeah, no big deal. Sounds cool, fun. Got you. Let's
Oh,
go.
speaking of breaking into the government and that kind of stuff, fun fact, somebody brought up a question. They were like, okay, somebody said this and this can't be real, right? He was like, I was told that if you
Remus,
work in
really
intelligence,
intelligent that he was, seemed to be in tune
you're
with Hermione's
told
thoughts somehow.
if a woman comes on to you and she's a 10 and you know in your heart that you're a 5 at best, she's in a sleeper cell.
As though the way she breathed
And
back
a
words
handful of
from
us who actually worked in
impossible
intelligence, we were all like, no,
spaces.
actually, we do get told that regularly. Like, know your limits. If somebody exceptionally hot comes on to you, they probably aren't into you. They just want what you know.
Thank you. Hermione breathed a sigh of relief, her shoulders losing a bit of the tension she had been carrying. I have everything I need ready to go. Shall we meet here tomorrow morning? Say 6? That will work.
That will work.
Are you sure? Do you need more time to recover? Hermione inquired, a worried look in her eyes.
Dude, she's such a, like, mom
I'll be fine,
character.
Hermione. Thank you. 6 is good. Sounds good enough to me. Each is set for 7 since Scrimgeour is an early bird pain in the arse.
Yeah.
That'll give us enough time to get ready to settle on to the ministry.
I was tempted to
I
change
forget
things
you
to,
during the
like,
conversion.
ass,
Security's only going to be
but
the main
it just,
exam where the minister
yeah, it wouldn't have
we
worked.
can take you in through the aura entrance at the back. We've got a private lift. How long do you think you'll need to do whatever it is you're going to do? I'm not sure, Hermione winced, the tension in her shoulders returning as she thought back over the details of her plan. Do you know if the Department of Mysteries is active right now? It might be. They put a lot of effort into repairing the damage you lot caused last summer. Tonks's words were tinted with mirth and admiration, as though she were applauding the destruction the destruction that had been caused during the battle against the Death Eaters. Of course, I threw a few good hexes myself, she said smugly, settling back in the chair as though it were a throne. She doubtlessly did not want anyone to overlook her.
Oh God, I'm pouring so much water onto
she had ended up
electronics.
unconscious by the end of it. Battle scars were
Learn
like
from me,
badge
kids.
scars
Do not
ours who
paint
had been trained by
and
Alistair Moody.
over
Will they be
fucking
there tomorrow?
back.
Hermione asked. The Unspeakables, I mean.
My brain isn't picking up words, so I'm just gonna
Shaking
stop.
her head as she answered. Unlikely. Whole bloody building will be set up for the minister's big speech. Scrimgeour is just trying to make the ministry look like they're all one big team on this. What nonsense. I agree. Hermione reached into her pocket.
Cat's looking out for me. Somehow my keyboard was already off.
Here.
No idea how that happened, but oh my, there we go.
Late wedding gift? Communication, Hermione explained, bouncing on her heels. I created them a few years back when Umbridge took over Hogwarts. The defense group Harry had created needed a way to communicate so we would know when and where to meet. I put a protean charm on these galleons. When I charm mine to send a message, yours will grow hot. Then you can read it. I used to charm the numbers to change to the specific date and time, but I've been trying to adjust them to send short phrases. When Remus and I are done with my mission, I'll send you a message so you know we're ready to leave, and we can exit.
It's like a wizard text message.
Exactly.
But it's like also, you have to admit that if Hermione wasn't around, all these adventures that they gone on, Ron and Harry would totally be dead.
1000%.
Yeah, or like somewhere. Because like, she thinks of these things and I'm like, who comes up with that? Like,
oh god, who's the name of the person who comes up with all the technology for 007?
Q.
So, like Q, I think. She's like Q. She's the one who comes up with like, oh, what? You need a way to communicate with people? Boom. Here's the point. You just start, you think of what you want it to say. It says it. No big deal. Like, she comes up with cool stuff. I feel like
yeah, and for someone who has Muggle parents, like, that's pretty impressive.
I think that's part of why she's able to do it, because, like, granted, this is 1997, so even if there are cell phones, but they're still fairly young.
Yeah, and by the way, listeners, I did not mean that for her having Muggle parents to be a bad comment. It's just that for some reason, in
I
my
like how she
mind,
was so
I don't
intent on
understand
not
how somebody
insulting
that
people
believes
about,
in
like,
magic
I'm not saying that her having
can
Muggle
be
parents is a
upset.
bad thing. It's like, I don't think
Well,
anybody in
and
here is
you know,
offended
to
by
my
that.
anything's possible, but my guess is like recessive genes. It's like being a
Yeah.
redhead. It's a recessive gene, and like every Muggle born is born to at least one parent who's like, you know, great grandparent was either a wizard or a witch or even a oh god, what's it called when they can't
Squib.
do magic? Squib.
There we go.
Squib. So I'm assuming she's descended from a squib.
You know, need to do some ancestry.com for Hermione.
Inside of magicalancestry.com and wicked, Tonks exclaimed as Remus snatched the galleon out of her fingers. You said you created this a few years ago? Remus asked, examining the coin with familiar curiosity, as though he had seen one like it before. Yes, I got the idea from the Death Eaters, actually, Hermione said with a nervous laugh. The dark market. It's not dark magic, but I figured I could use a protean charm to mimic the type of spell I think is used. Remus nodded in understanding, quickly burying his previous expression to instead smile at her. It's extraordinary, Hermione. Right, Tonks said. So you'll heat up the coin and I'll come fetch you out. If you're done on time, we could probably slip out with the rest of the media. I could transfigure your features, make you less noticeable. No, Hermione objected right away, but then reconsidered after a moment. Well, I just got what she doesn't want to.
Why?
Polyjuice potion, second year.
Oh, yeah, no.
Ah, biscuits. Oh well.
Okay. So it's just a little gunshot. I've read this story a couple of times. That is my first time catching that. I'm like, why doesn't she want that? Like, hello, she's fairly recognizable. Okay, that makes sense. But then reconsider.
Yeah, having anyone in your life from
maybe transfigure
Boston,
me a bit, just in case. If I'm
the
successful,
way they say
we'll
Wicked
need to
is
leave back to the
unmatched.
private entrance and disapparate as fast as possible. Here, preferably, if you don't mind, she said, gesturing to their home. I would suggest Grimmauld Place, but we don't know if Severus alerted the Death Eaters to its existence. Remus finished her thought with an understanding nod. Good thinking. Thank you. So, we'll meet back here tomorrow at 6 and go over everything before leaving. Sounds like a plan to me. Tonks stood up quickly and embraced
You
her.
can hear me getting more confident with the wonkiness of her voice. Or the quirkiness, I guess.
Yeah? Hermione smiled nervously. If it works, I won't have to. Go on, then. Remus gestured to the fireplace. I can't imagine you've told anyone else about this plan of yours, which means you've lied to Molly about your current whereabouts. His eyes flashed with mischief for a moment, and both Tonks and Hermione grinned a little, though the latter flushed with embarrassment. Better get back before she catches on. Tonks will owl later to ask for your help with something tomorrow morning. Something for Bill and Fleur's wedding, perhaps. I imagine that'll put Molly at ease with letting you out the door. Hermione chuckled. Might be the only thing that would do it. If I were one of her children, she wouldn't let me set foot on the front porch unless I was there to sweep it. She hugged Tonks once more, and then moved to embrace
Molly
Remus,
really was
although
easy to hate in this
returning the affection
series.
first. As he gave in to her hug,
Which isn't like a, you know, ticket
Thanks
shy
you
at
both
all.
so
It's just,
much. All right. Safe
she
trip
was
back,
very
Hermione,
protective even in the
Tonks said,
series.
shifting
And
towards the kitchen, stopping to turn and level a teasing glare at her husband. Remus, get in here and eat some bloody breakfast. You're still much too skinny for your own good. I like a wolf with some meat on his bones. She winked at him before leaving the room. Hermione smiled as Remus turned, an embarrassed blush on his cheeks, to offer her a look of apology on behalf of his irrepressible wife before retreating after her. Stepping towards the fireplace, Hermione reached for the flea powder when her beaded handbag fell from a pocket in her robes. She cringed on instinct, wondering if Remus and Tonks would have heard the sounds of shifting objects as the illegally charmed bag tumbled over itself onto the ground. The undetectable extension charm had been essential considering all the necessities packed inside of it for the Horcrux hunting trip. She made a mental note to put a sticking charm in the bag as well, so she would not be in danger of losing all of her supplies. As she leaned down to retrieve the bag, she overheard Remus and Tonks in the kitchen. Though she was not one normally to eavesdrop, especially on her friends, she could not help but be a little curious when she heard her name spoken.
I'm gonna be honest.
Desperate to know
I
whether or
will
not
eavesdrop.
Virginia
I always
Bartlett
want to
would tell
hear
her,
what is being
listened.
said.
I'm sorry.
I will walk out of the room if
Remus
it's clear you don't want to be
Sometimes
heard, but
Hermione can just... There's no need for that, Tonks insisted. We've been through this for a year, ever since you told me the truth. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's definitely nothing I need to worry about. Hermione could hear the smile in Tonks' voice. For some reason, it filled her with ease despite not knowing the specifics of the conversation. Remus's tone, however, was tense and worrisome as he asked, "You're certain?" "As certain as I am that I'm your mate," Tonks said firmly.
it is 100% ingrained in Bostonians at birth to say
Remus
wicked
sighed.
with their
It's
full
possible,
frickin'
though I doubt
chest.
your reasons are the same as mine. But you're sure that it's close? Close. Remus sounded uneasy. If we survive this war, then maybe. Only time will tell, I suppose. You worry too much. You know I love you, right? Remus asked with quiet fervor. I know.
Also, this is a long conversation for her to just like hover and listen
There's
to.
some things you can't
Like,
help, and this is absolutely one of them. You didn't plan how all of this turned out. We can't help how we feel.
also, I need you all to appreciate that I have to raw dog this at one time speed because for some reason when I'm on my
You'll never leave me.
when I'm on my Echo, I can't speed it up.
Hermione could tell.
I've never listened to any podcast at one speed, or book for that matter. So this is a little excruciating, but I'm figuring it out as I go.
Stepping into the fireplace, Hermione tossed the food powder and whispered, "The burrow." Before
I like how she like whispered it. He's a fucking werewolf.
Remus informed Tonks exactly that Hermione had been at the cottage. Probably heard every word said. Tonks flicked one of his ears teasingly. Even that blue pie hearing. She left his side, opening up the cooling cabinet and staring at it with an intense glare, as though she could intimidate it into making breakfast for them. When nothing happened, she shrugged and grabbed the plate of warm, leftover roast that Molly had sent over at some point. She set the food down in front of Remus, still cold, because she had yet to even manage warming charms when it came to cooking without burning the food, and smiled sweetly as he took a bite without hesitation. "So, has she always been a terrible snoop?" "You have no idea what that girl is capable of," Remus said with a tired chuckle. "And right now, neither does she."
Dun, dun, dun. I do start reading faster as I get more confidence. And I think it was more of just excitement and like level of comfortability. I was like, I have the people who are going to listen, whether I read slow or fast. And well, I don't think I've ever done anything comfortably slow in my life. Oh no, did I blow fucking salt in there? I hope not. That will ruin my fucking pigments if I did that. Oh well.
Getting the interaction between him and Tonks, like you get more of it in the books than you do in the movies, but even then you're not getting tons. And I want to know more about them because I mean they're not, especially Tonks. She's not in the series terribly long, so.
Yeah, because I want to say Tonks shows up in like for the first time when they smuggle Harry out in what book 6, and then is dead in book 7. Ugh.
That's a weekend for y'all. It's fine.
I mean, to be fair, I did read this originally. I read this series originally in, I think, like 3 days. I started it after work on a Thursday. Read all the way through the night. Finally fell asleep at, no shit, 4 o'clock in the morning. Woke up at like 8. Called in sick to work. Sorry, old job. My bad. I don't work there anymore, so
That company no longer exists.
It was part-time. Like, a huge deal.
It was not part-time. I totally lied.
Anyway,
It was full-time. I just didn't
Reddit,
want
called in sick to work
my
the
current
next day.
employer to hear me say that, but I'm not employed by anybody anymore, so womp womp.
It was amazing. and then I immediately started rereading it. There's so many things to miss and like have to go back and reread. So I'm kind of glad that we're doing this podcast because
Podcast. I keep saying it that way. It's so infuriating.
Got that in chapters such and such, and then they go back. But anyway, so this is it. This is the Dead of
Time. This is Shaylani. This is so bad. I mispronounced her name so badly.
Most popular fan fictions of all
Popular. Jesus Christ, Claire.
why you're liking it.
Yeah, me too. I always am kidding about the Harry Potter things because I can't think of a word that are out there. But I'm actually really excited to learn more because from Potterless I learned a lot that I did not know, and now when I watch,
I like how she's saying, I'm excited to learn more. Like, this is not
So
real,
there are two
but
huge fan fiction websites. One is fanfiction.net, which is what we are reading from. And we are reading from fanfiction.net because there are actually two versions of this story. One is super sexually explicit. The other is there's some raunchy stuff, but it's not explicit. It's mature, but it's not explicit. Yeah, so for those of you who have read Dead of Time before and are aware of the two versions, we are reading the mature version, not the explicit version, because there are certain things that even I am not comfortable saying on the World Wide Web.
As luck would have it, for our first ever podcast, it began to rain not only at Kat's location, but also at mine, so we apologize for background noise.
One of the
yeah.
things I love is I haven't spent money on books in years because I literally just read fanfiction. The awkward
That is
thing,
true.
when I'm like, yeah, I'm a voracious reader, and people are like, great, how, tell me something you've read recently, and I'm like, well, I can't tell you about the Hermione smut fest I just read last week.
Ew.
Sorry,
Still
I have to
true.
say that I was, reading Paris 1919 or Why Nations Fail or.
I was literally staring at my bookcase trying to come up with things to say that were real books because I could not think of any at the time.
Post-cast chat is supposed to go, but I feel like we're starting to hit the point where it should probably end. So thank you, everyone. I say everyone, like there's 10 people listening to us. It's probably going to be like, the 50 people that I got excited about this on.
50 people. We're at almost 400,000 downloads now, friends. 50 people.
And we love you all.
Okay, I do love that she said that because, like,
To anyone who is listening, thank you so
we
much.
did end up getting
Struggling.
not like super.
First
Oh
attempt at
no! I just put paint all over my fucking microphone. I'm sorry, HB.
recording this episode.
I'll finish cleaning that later.
Since learned to edit. Thank you, YouTube and Audacity.
Edit.
Thank you to the people who recommended that I use Clean Feed to record this because this was way easier than the other program we were using. Thank you to
Where did I put my paint?
viewers who actually recorded with their microphones so that I could get an idea for what these sounded like. And thank you to Shaylani
Shia.
who gave us the green light to make this podcast. I cannot begin to describe how much I love this woman. I've actually gotten to know
Loved her so much I couldn't
through
pronounce her
social
name
media.
right.
It's just- Now that this podcast is out, we would love it.
Oh god, I just got paint splatters everywhere.
We are online at firewhiskyandhoney.com.
We still do have that website. At least 1,000 of those are mine.
Spell it.
You know what? Not mad about it.
J.K. Rowling doesn't spell Firewhisky with an E, so there's no E in Firewhisky. So, Firewhisky, no E, and honey.com. Or you can follow us on Instagram. It is Firewhisky and Honey. So, we look forward to having you follow us. We look forward to having you listen to us. And we look forward to releasing another episode next week.
Whoop, whoop.
Yay!
And we would proceed to do that pretty much almost until the very end when we were frankly really burnt out. We love you guys, but we all got real burnt out on this. Real
Tell
bad.
your friends.
Yeah, do that.
Fuck did I put that paint? It's wet. I need to find it.
Liked our podcast, please leave us a review. If you did not like our podcast, please just don't listen to it. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. You don't have to say anything the internet because you can't take those back and we can't erase them. So if you don't like us,
You can't
sorry.
take those back and we can't
But
erase
if you do
them.
like us, please tell everyone you know. Leave us 5-star reviews. Leave us lots of comments. We like comments.
Tell all the muggles, witches, and wizards and goblins you know.
And the house elves. They just
Yes,
love
and I was actually just thinking that. I should have said that. Thank you. This is why we're friends.
Master has given Dobby a podcast. Dobby is free. Alright. Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Alright, we're gonna hit pause. And because I only almost cried once on this, clearly I didn't do enough. So, I've been debating how I was going to share this. I don't even think I've listened to it since I sent it. But actually, I don't know if I can do it without... Oh, I can because I'm recording on my other phone. If you guys are still here, 16 of you, wow. Well, I do have to hop off at some point because I've got therapy in 30 minutes. So, she and I'll have fun today. I'm not reading her eulogy. I'm not reading her eulogy. Hannah Beth just started yelling at me. HB, you might want to log off. I'm going to play the message I sent her that they played at the end. I think you've already heard it, but if I were you, I'd... Actually, if you want to stay on real quick, I don't know if you can listen to this or not. It's the last voicemail I got from her before she knew she was going to go. HB is like, nope, bye. It's actually from... So this was the last one that I got from her number. And then I got one from Kenny's.
What if I don't want to have a nice day, you muggle bitch? I wanted to know if you called me.
What if I don't... She's saying that because my... Jesus Christ, I got fucking white paint all over my computer. Anyway, my voicemail is, you know, please leave a message, have a great day, or whatever. And then this one...
Hey, Muggle, I'm calling you from Kenny's phone because my dad has my phone and my dad's not coming up until after he's done with work, but I wanted to talk to you and make sure you're okay, so call back. Thanks. Love you.
And that's the last recording I have of her. And I will never fucking delete that message. But I did send... Hold on, I gotta go back to July. I was able to send this to the Dark Wizard. And basically I said, look, I don't know when you're going to get up there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hop on a phone when you're up there. So I just want to make sure you have this so that if you get up there, you know, fucking midnight, you can play this for her. And it was one of those things, like I sent it and then I sent the description shortly thereafter, and Hannah Beth was like, oh, nope, I was about to listen to it. Nope, not now. So yeah, HB, if you want to hop off, you already have. Anyway,
Hey, bestie. I just wanted to say that I love you, and I am so proud of how hard you fought. And I want you to know that it's okay to let go if you need to. I know you're in a lot of pain and you've been fighting for such a long time. I don't know if you'll ever know how many lives you touched and how much joy you brought to people, but I love you so much. Thank you for giving me 32 years of friendship and for being a great Aunt Meow to James. I love you. Thank you for being my friend.
Fuck. Yeah, I haven't listened to that since I recorded it. But anyway, yeah, so it's been a fucking journey. It still doesn't feel real. I go to call her or text her at least once a day. And every time I do, it's like getting fucking punched. Uh, Pod Baby does not make it easier. For those of you who don't know, first time he ever met Kat, we were back in Key West. His one and only time there. Actually, we need to get back down there at some point. But I was introducing him to Kat, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, can you say ant? Ant. Cat. Meow. Not quite. Can you say ant? Ant. Cat. Meow." And so we were just like, all right, she's Aunt Meow. Which is great and hilarious and sweet, and I love it. However, that was when he was not even 18 months old. And now he's 4. And every once in a while he looks at me and he goes, or I'll be doing like voice to text on my phone, and he'll say, "Who are you talking to?" I'll say, "My friend." And he goes, "But not Aunt Meow." I was like, "No, not Aunt Meow." And he goes, "Because she got dead?" "Because she got dead, bud. And that's why you're sad all the time. And that's why I'm sad all the time." I was gonna do a funny voice, and then some bitch who's been haunting me made my voice go real high. I mentioned this earlier in the episode, but I had a lot fewer viewers then. I don't know if she liked hummingbirds, and it's bugging the shit out of me that I don't know if she liked hummingbirds. But my neighbor has had hummingbird feeders forever. Ever and ever. And some years they're busier than others. I had hummingbird feeders on and off, but I didn't do them this year. There are no hummingbird feeders on the second story, which is where my balcony is. I have gotten fucking dive bombed or had them buzz me, like flying right in front of my face, right behind me, constantly. I have no idea why. I've never had hummingbirds act like this. There are no flowers up there. I am sometimes wearing perfume, but sometimes, frankly, I haven't had a shower in like 3 days and I'm just depressed, and they're still doing it. But no, it's just, you know, I keep saying that it's obvious that she's still here somehow, because I've had a lot of stuff going on with my personal life, my family's life, and ever since she passed away, things are suddenly moving, changing, going our way. My sister has been dealing with one of the scariest situations I've ever had anybody experience. She has a bona fide stalker. We're talking, this dude put 2 separate tracking devices on her car, and not fucking AirTags. We're talking hardcore sold to track company vehicle trackers on her car. And has been sending things to her house, sending things to her neighbor with her name on it, sending things to her children, sending, like, it's has used 12 separate phone numbers to contact her. Every time she blocks one, he makes a new one. It is terrifying. And for a really long time, the cops weren't willing to do anything because, well, it's really, according to Illinois state, you should be able to arrest somebody if they put a tracking device on your car. But according to the cops, you have to prove it's theirs. If they continuously contact you, then you should be able to get them arrested for stalking, especially if you've said no at least twice and they continue to do it, or they create new phone numbers. He's done that 12 times, and they're saying, well, he's reporting to be other people in these, so we can't prove it. Look, put the fucking text message into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will tell you that even when he is attempting to speak in, talk like he's his mother or his child or his cleaning lady, yes, she has texted my sister as well. It's very clear they're all written by the same person. And yet, but then Kat died. And all of a sudden, things started moving. Proof started happening. Things started moving in the right direction. So she's there. I grew up Catholic, and as of now, she's probably my favorite saint to pray to. So if you guys need somebody, she's listening. And God, she a nosy bitch. She loved being involved. I mean, she was a Kardashian junkie and celebrity gossip, and she was one of those where if you told her something, if she ever heard it somewhere, it wasn't going to go to everybody, but it was going to go to me. And like even now, little dumb things like I got into an argument with somebody, and it's something that I probably wouldn't have pushed for years ago, but now I'm like, no, this is something that is worth fighting for. This is something that is going to bug me. This isn't something I'm going to let slide under the radar. And I'm realizing now it was something that bugged her. Okay. McKee just said, I believe she would have been so excited Taylor got engaged. You say that like she's not the reason Taylor got engaged. Like, no, she's, I gotta believe she's still here. Because I can tell you right now, she wasn't ready. She was not ready to go. The Dark Wizard and she were ring shopping. She was excited that Liv Strong was paying to store her eggs, and she was counting down the days until she could do IVF and have her baby. She was assuming she had a healthy female embryo. She was going to have a little girl. She was going to name her Evangeline. She had everything planned out. She wasn't going to do a big wedding. It was just going to be her, Kenny's pastor. I went on Etsy the other day, and she had a wish list. Stuff for Claire for my bachelorette party. She also had a wish list of gifts for friends, and most of it was very much geared towards me. You know, if you haven't seen the video I recorded 3 days after she died, I would recommend it, simply because I don't think I've ever produced anything so honest and real. Just everyone keeps saying how lucky I was to have her, and I was. I know. How many people in their 30s can say that they're still best friends with their preschool bestie? And I think, you know, one of the biggest frustrations I had with her was that she didn't grow up. And I'd always push her and say, you need to get a job, you need to save your money, you need to get the fuck out of your parents' house. You're 35 years, or 34 years. Oh, that was a punch in the gut. She's never gonna be 35. Good. Going back before she had cancer, it was, you're 30, like, you need to save up, you need to move out of your fucking parents' house, like, you're a grown-up, baby. Like, let's go, let's get out, let's flee the nest, you, the Dark Wizard, let's go, let's, you know, get out of Dodge, start a new life where you aren't constantly known by everybody as, you know, her mom was. I just saw a fleck of paint on my computer and now I can't find it. It's going to drive me freaking bonkers. But her mom was a photographer in town, and everybody knew her mom. Everybody had their family photos done by her and their, there it is, prom pictures and soccer pictures and wedding photos and family photos and Christmas cards and all that kind of crap. Back before we all had, professional level phones or cameras on our phones. But she needed to get out and sort of spread her wings. And I got really mad after she died because I was like, what was the fucking point? Her parents really, because of her Fragile X stuff, her parents were very protective. And I mean, she was only allowed to take 9 credits at a time, getting her associates, getting her bachelor's. So both of those took way longer than they should have. But they wanted to make sure she did well. And everything was focused on making sure that she was successful. And I mean, they had her in early intervention before most people even knew what that was. Like, it was not, 50% of the class has an IEP in 97. That was not a thing. And she was in a private school, partly, I think, because they had her in so many different therapies and stuff. She should not have been able to graduate high school, let alone get an associate's, a bachelor's, a PhD, a master's, and multiple grad certificates. Like, that shouldn't have been possible. But she did. And I think a big part of it was her parents being, protective. And I used to rag on her because her dad would prove all of her papers, even through her PhD and master's, which, I've reached out to my parents for that stuff too, but not to the same extent. But it occurred to me while I was holding my pod baby the other day, how many parents get to spend that many years living with their kid? 34 years. She never moved out. She never went away to college. All of her college was online. Her mom had to leave her work around the time Kat was 20, 21, because that's when she got sick. Her parents had 34 years with her, and the longest I think they ever spent apart was 10 days. They got to see their kid every day. And if she moved out when I told her to, they wouldn't have had all that time. And I mean, they may have had different experiences, but maybe that was the point. Maybe whatever algorithm is running the world knew that she was only going to get 34 years. 34 years and 18 days. And maybe that's why. Maybe the whole reason for her existence was to prove that people with Fragile X can do that stuff. To prove that, to make a statement about where she worked and the fact that they wouldn't let her work from home, despite the fact that she had an HR job, not on the, a job that required her to be in the office. The fact that they wouldn't let her work from Miami when she was receiving her treatment. The fact that even when she felt okay, she couldn't go to the office because they didn't have toilet seats that closed. And when she went to the bathroom after getting chemo, she had to close a toilet seat because if she flushed it, well, it shoots chemo into this air. And then you inhale that, and then you get irradiated or whatever the heck chemo does to you. Maybe the whole point was to prove that women with Fragile X can do it. Women with Fragile X deserve to have their IVF covered, because this isn't something like autism, Down syndrome, that kind of stuff, where it's sort of a hit or miss. It is genetic, it is passed down, and if everybody with Fragile X had access to IVF, we could eradicate it. And frankly, I think that she certainly didn't want her child to have to deal with it. It wasn't a superpower, it was a horrifically difficult learning disability that put her at higher risk for things. They think that may be why she didn't react so well to the COVID vaccine. But, there was a lot of anger about the fact that she didn't get the wedding. and the little girl and the house in North Carolina and the happily ever after with the dark wizard. I think between the podcast and what she's done for people with Fragile X, I think that makes it all worth it. But anyway, I have therapy starting in 5 minutes, so I'm going to hop off my live. But thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for everybody at TikTok for the 5,000 likes. That is bananas. Love you guys. And to everybody on YouTube, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys.